And now that the last real player quit Lost Ark and left the bots to play by
Oh
themselves,
my.
it begs the question, what's next? I know you guys are hungry for the next big MMORPG to either
I'm
fully move on
excited for
or just have
Ashes.
fun
It
with
better
before it
get
ends. And the
its
closest release we have
beta
right now
2
is
or
Throne
alpha
of
2,
Liberty.
whatever it is.
I spent a few hours researching all of the available information about this game and organised it in this video so you can make an informed decision on whether or not you want to get hyped for it or not. But first, sponsor. Higan Arufiel is an epic new strategic anime RPG with 3D
Dude, I
real-time combat.
swear,
In this
they're
game, you take on the role of the
these guys are sponsoring everyone right now. And I get it, the game just launched, they're trying to get word out, you know. But, like, I was watching a Giguk video, and he's like, yep, video sponsored by this exact game.
director, who's the leader of Gopher Troop, an organisation of castaways who are set with the task of
Ah,
liberating
yes,
millions of
Gopher
people
Troop,
from a
because that's
curse
what I'm
that's
gonna
trapped their
fear.
souls in fantasy land. To save the world, you'll need to recruit powerful characters of
I'm gonna have to recruit the Mad Hatter, chat.
different classes to join your 4-person squad. Level up, awaken, and equip those characters with enhancements, then build multiple formations of characters that synergize together effectively. Next, you'll embark on an epic, fully voice-acted story full of cutscenes, where you'll travel back and
If they
forth
got a
between
PC
reality
version,
and
I'll give it a
Fantasyland,
try.
taking on deadly bosses and waves of evil enemies. Combat in Higan Arufiel is in real time and allows players to deploy
Maybe.
abilities in bullet time. Characters have their own ultimate, the camera dynamically changes whenever a character uses an ability,
no.
and each hero can be strategically positioned
The
based on their class
mayor.
type. Aside
Me
from
too,
being
I bashed
visually
the crap
stunning,
out of
having
my
an
mayor.
awesome combat system and an epic story, Higan Arufiel also has other fun features such as the Labyrinth, which is a roguelike dungeon mode, the rehearsal room which has rhythm gameplay, the dressing room which is a camera studio where you can take photos of the troop members, and a delicate immersive affection system. Click
As
the link
per
in the description below
usual,
to play
character
Higan
design is
Arufiel now
pretty
for
on
a
point
100%
because
chance to
it's
get a
an
free
anime
SSR
game.
hero. Download now. Throne and Liberty is a tab target open world fantasy
I'm excited for
MMORPG
this one,
developed by
actually.
NCSoft and is the spiritual successor to the Lineage series. It also shares the same IP and world map with another upcoming NCSoft game called Project E. MMORPGs tend to have long development time, but this one takes the cake. TL was announced in 2011 when the
Oh.
project was initially called Lineage Eternal and was supposed to be the anticipated sequel to Lineage 2. Initially, the game was a top-down MMORPG and looks a lot like Lost Ark does today.
Yeah.
But after a closed beta that received negative feedback, NCSoft announced in 2017 that they were going to do a massive overhaul and rebuild the game from the ground up. The director of the game was replaced and the project was renamed to
Ooh,
Throne
wait,
of
that
Liberty.
usually
So
ends
what
pretty
is
well
Throne of
based on
Liberty? Well, according
FF14's
to the new
history.
director, there's no right way to play an MMORPG, and he
Not
gave this
wrong.
explanation for the name. Throne symbolises the PvP community with competition and combat, and Liberty symbolises the freedom to seek out your own adventures in the game world. The world will be fully explorable with zero loading screens or instances, and based on some comments made by the devs, there might not be channels similar to Black Desert either, as they really want to push interaction between players.
It'll just be a single massive world. By the way, thank you, Kai. Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. But yeah, seems like it's gonna be just like a single world. And if so, and if they can keep the game well updated and functional and fun, then it could honestly be really fun. Kind of gives me EVE Online vibes. One single server, but EVE is... It's an MMO, but, like, not your real traditional stuff.
In what I consider a rather bold move in current year, the combat will be classic tab target, where casting an ability will root you in place. We don't know how many skills will have mobility
I'm kind of
or
giving
how the combat will
FF14
feel,
vibes.
but if you look at all of
But
the
it
in-game
looks
footage
cool.
released so far, you can see that the characters stop moving whenever they're casting something. This is probably one of the biggest deal breakers people will have, And honestly, I don't even know how they can pull off a satisfying combat system like this in 2023 when we're used to the buttery smooth combat of BDO or Lost Ark.
Yeah,
One of
true.
the potential reasons why the devs decided to go with this type of tab target combat is performance on large-scale scenarios. There's going to be massive PvP battles and raid bosses where hundreds of players are all going to be on the screen at once casting their spells. If you've ever played a Black Desert Online Siege, you know that the trade-off for the top-tier combat is a big hit on the game's performance. The devs have mentioned multiple times that optimization was a main focus for this game, and they even went as far as promising good performance even during massive battles and world bosses, which
we'll have to see if that holds up.
As for the engine, initially this game used the same engine that Guild Wars uses, but after the reboot it was upgraded to Unreal Engine 4. Due to the massive improvements to performance that Unreal 5 offers though, I'd have to assume that the game upgraded to UE5, but I can't actually find any confirmation of this anywhere. If Throne and Liberty is still using...
They don't just want people's PCs to blow up during a large-scale raid? Nah, I know, right? But, by the way, for all my viewers, if you didn't know, you can get yourself a Starforge PC. That's right, because your boy is an official affiliate with them, and it's great. Go get yourself a PC. That way, when playing this game, it's a guaranteed doesn't blow up your PC.
Unreal 4 and didn't make the upgrade, then this would be a cause for concern.
No way, indeed.
Not only will the performance be worse, but the game also wouldn't age as well with other UE5 MMOs on the horizon, such as Arcade 2, Ashes of Creation, and PAX Day. So what exactly separates Throne and Liberty from other MMOs?
Why don't I have my own PC? Well, I have my laptop, and I'm a broke ass little bitch. Okay, I don't got the money, and it's an affiliate thing. They're not gonna ship me a PC. Okay, I wish. L, you're right.
Makes this game unique. First of all, traversing the world will be a big part of the game, as there's no traditional mounts and fast travel will be somewhat limited.
It's kind of like a druid in World of Warcraft.
Transform into animals and monsters, as well as use grappling hooks to move.
I can be a furry whenever.
You can see players seamlessly into different animals to move in and out of combat.
Mr. Yellow Furry confirmed.
Into massive giants to siege castle walls.
Ooh, that's actually really cool.
Will be a giant flying object that looks like a whale. A shifting terrain island that moves along a set route like a subway line.
Those frame drops right there.
Areas not normally accessible. This island will also have PvP, as people will compete for these hard-to-access locations every few hours for 30 minutes. Perhaps one of the most interesting features of Throne and Liberty, though, is its weather system. The world will have your usual day-night cycle that lasts respectively 4 and 1 hours. There's also going to be environmental changes such as strong wind and rain. Nothing groundbreaking so far, but the cool part is that not only will the world change depending on the weather, like a flood opening up a secret dungeon entrance.
Wait, that's actually like really cool.
Of castle walls, but your skills will also be affected by these elements.
Ooh.
Also, players who are on top of certain leaderboards will be able to trigger powerful environmental effects, like a solar eclipse or a rainstorm once a day. Here we can see some examples of the weather system in action, like the wizard's lightning hitting only one target with normal weather, but during the rain the lightning chains to nearby targets, or the blink skill getting a longer range during the nighttime, which brings us to another fairly unique feature
that's actually really cool.
Throne and Liberty features a classless combat system similar to the one in New World, where your skills change depending on the weapon that you have equipped.
Okay, I'm actually really excited for this.
Switch to any time, and so far the confirmed weapons are the longbow, one-handed crossbow, longsword, sword and shield, tome and wand, dual daggers, and the staff. You'll be able to mix and match any of these to create your own playstyle. Keep in mind that this might not be the full list of available weapons. These are just the ones we've seen so
they're
far.
see-through.
One unique feature for the
I thought it was that mask, right? With like, and the outside of the mask made it look like someone's face. But in reality, they were wearing a mask. Oh my god.
The character customization in Throne and Liberty is the use of AI to create a character from a photo. So if you suck at making a character that looks like yourself, or you
What?
want to look like Keanu Reeves, you don't
Dude!
have to be very skilled to make a cool looking character. Just simply upload a picture from your computer. Also, there's only
Okay.
one playable race confirmed so far, and that's humans. A little bit boring.
Okay.
And yeah, sorry furries. Let's let the cat out
Well,
of the bag. This is a Korean MMORPG.
which means
at
it'll
its
be
core,
free to
it's going
play.
to be designed to have pay to win in one form or another. No doubt about that. If
Yeah.
it makes you feel any better, though, the devs have said that they want to minimize the effect of the pay to win system.
Oh, come on. I want to minimize pay to win. The issue is that pay to win's still there.
And have a small gap between those that pay and those who don't. There are no features that can be reached by swiping, and there are no one-shots. Instead, the time to kill is long enough to allow for strategy to take place, apparently. Make of this what you will, the game's not even out yet and they're already trying to justify the pay-to-win elements in it, which isn't really a good sign, but at least they're honest about it, I guess.
We believe that Black Desert Online as a game has a good enough quality that we can actually ask for money up front. It will also help to balance the game because we don't have to use free-to-play, pay-to-win antics to earn money.
So what does endgame look like in Throne and Liberty? What can you actually do? Well, for PvE you have the following. Multi-layered dungeons out in the open world where lower level players will be able to grind on the surface. But the mobs get stronger the deeper you go. The game will have raids and world bosses for large groups of players.
That world boss
Similar
looks
to
really
Lineage 2,
fun.
these bosses will likely also be PvP hotspots, with guilds competing to get credit for the kill. And we also got small grants of a massive sea monster, so this game might also have ocean raids similar to Arcade. As far as I can tell, there's no information about instanced dungeons or raids.
Ooh, that guy looks
As the game
cool.
seems to be following the Lineage 2 design approach of having everything be PvEVP. You fight PvE mobs and bosses, but there's always that chance of being contested by other players. When it comes to professions, there's no real concrete information about this yet, although the only
I'm a
one
big guy on
showcased so far has
professions.
been herbalism. PvP content
So if
with
herbalism
Liberty
there,
consists of
potion
a
making's
focus on
probably
large
there
organised
with
fights and
alchemy.
GVG content, where you fight to control zones to gain resources for your guild, as well as castle sieges, where one side controls a castle and the other side must attack it with the help of
Kinda
unique
reminds me of
transformations
the
controlled by
Outpost
players,
Rush
such as
in
this
New
giant
World.
monster. For open world PvP, the information they gave us was very vague. All we know that most areas are safe zones, and when a boss or event spawns, those areas then become combat zones.
Ooh.
The three pillars of core gameplay in Throne and Liberty are environment, events, and memorials. Environment refers to there being a big focus on the traversal of the giant, fully open game world, using transformations and grappling, as well as the way that weather changes the environment and
So maybe like movement's a big thing in the game. Cause if so, that's gonna be pretty cool. Right? Grappling up on top of a rock and then having like a duel against someone. That sounds like really cool to me. But we'll have to see.
and impacts player skills. Events refer to local events that trigger every 3 hours and last approximately 20 minutes. These events are on a schedule and viewable on the world map, with some of these events having leaderboards and turning certain locations into open PvP zones. An example given was the Wolf Tails event near the starting area. You collect wolf tails, the number you have in your inventory is displayed above your head, and then you return those tails to one of 3 locations. Players can then PvP to steal the tails from each other. Here your choice is to play it safe by handing in the tails frequently, or hold on to a large amount of tails for efficiency but risk being killed.
Okay.
Memorials refer to
High risk, high
content that
reward.
becomes available sequentially according to the progress of all players on a server. There's not a lot of information on this feature, but my interpretation of it is that the server community can work together to complete tasks, which may cause new areas to become unlocked for a certain period of time. Kinda similar to how Ashes of Creation's node system can trigger story arcs in the world based on player activity.
Oh, I'm so
But again,
excited
there's
for
not many
AOC.
details on this, and I might have misunderstood the Korean translation here. So at this point you're probably asking, when can I play
Yes,
this damn game?
please.
Well, NCSoft confirmed that the game entered its final stages of development 7 months ago, and in February they held a closed beta test in Korea. According to the latest conference calls
I'd like
with
to say
investors,
June
NCSoft said that the game will release
or
globally
July.
in the first half of 2023 on PC and console,
Oh.
and that it would be published in the West by Amazon Game Studios.
Oh, wait. I think
If
we're
by
already
any
past the
chance you're
first
owner of
quarter.
the calendar,
Oh, wait,
you'll
first
know that
half.
we're very rapidly approaching the end of the first half of the year, and so far there's been almost no marketing done for the game, and no official release date. But if you're asking me, I'd have to guess the game will release around September, or at least before Blue Protocol, another game published by AGS. So, should you be hyped for Throne and Liberty? Well, based on what I've learned about the game, that depends if you enjoyed Lineage 2 or not, because this very
Never
much
played
seems
it.
like a true Lineage 2 successor. For me personally, I never got to play Lineage 2, but from the stories I've heard about the game, it was a very unique MMORPG that essentially gave players near infinite content due to the way that every PvE encounter had the risk of PvP, and even to this day it still boasts some of the most epic castle siege stories in MMO history. Let's be honest, we don't get many MMO releases, so even if this game has clunky tab targeting combat and dogshit optimization plus pay to win, us desperate MMO addicts will still try it out, because the truth is, no matter how terrible an MMO turns out to be in the long run, you
He's
simply
not
can't
wrong.
beat the fun that the launch of a new MMORPG provides, especially if it's launched globally at the same time and nobody knows the optimal way to play the game. So yes, I'm excited for it. I'm definitely going to give it a try and make tons of content about the game. But that's it for this video, guys. As always, let me know your thoughts on Throne and Liberty in the comments below. Has any of the information presented in this video changed your view on the game? What are your biggest concerns for it so far? Social media on screen, help us out with a like.
Yeah, I didn't know much about the game. I knew it was coming out, but, you know, it wasn't really something on my look list. But I'm very interested now. Weather system seems really cool. Looks like everyone is going to have something to do no matter what you're interested in. And overall, just really excited for this MMO. Hopefully, it doesn't fail. The whole thing about pay to win, though, is a little scary, but I think it'll be fine. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.